This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Dallas Goedert possibly being pissed at the Gesicki contract. Also, we're going to talk about Jordan Davis. He's been in the lab. He's saying he's in shape. And lastly, another guy that been in the lab is Jahan Dotson. But let's get straight into it. All right, so before we hop straight into it, I want to talk about Saquon Barkley. Yes, let's talk about him because I know when he signed his extension, a lot of people was talking about the cap breakdown, how much money we had saved. But now the contract comes out and it goes over the cap hits each year. But let's go over the cap hits. And like I stated, once I get the official numbers, I was going to go over it. So 2025 is 8.1 million, 2026 is 9.8 million, 2027 is 12.8 million, and 2028 is 17.1 million, which is not bad at all. Usually they don't see that last year, but as the cap keep going up, those cap hits ain't too bad. As long as Saquon Barkley continues to be elite, we'll be perfectly fine. And if we need to lower the cap hits in the future, we know how. We always find a way. The cap, is an imaginary thing for us, to be honest. We extend, we backload it, give bonuses up front. You know how he knows exactly what he's doing. So, again, shout out to Saquon Barkley getting his extension and getting the money he deserves. Also, I want to talk about CJ Johnson getting praised by Gilly the Kid, but let me play this clip.
And he showed out. The minute we didn't sign him, I called him and said that's the worst fucking mistake the Eagles made, and we gonna suffer for that shit. And then we brought him back, and when he came back, who took your house shopping? I took him house shopping.
And guess what?
Cause you gonna be here for
Who brought Uncle Reem?
who intercepted Cooper Rush and brought me the football? That guy.
Who has a jersey, game one jersey, in the man cave where they can see it?
This guy. Who got an interception versus Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl? They didn't count it, but you still gave me the football. My guy.
I love to see it. I love to see CJ Johnson get his flowers. A lot of talk about CJ Johnson being immature, this, that, and the third. But it's good to see some positive things about him coming out. Lastly, we're going, Monday. I might not have a video out Monday morning. I might put one out Monday afternoon because, free agent frenzy, that's when it's going to be legal tampering. And we're going to talk about it. But there's a guy that's on the open market that I thought we should have traded for at the time. That's Harold Landry. 19 and a half sacks, 28 years old in his prime, and you don't got to give up any comp picks because he was released because the Tennessee Titans couldn't find any trade partners. Man, we got to go get him, man. We got to go get him, especially if we're not going for like Trey Henderson or a Myles Garrett. This guy could come in to Philly, play at a high level under Vic Fangio, and if he could give you that same production and like replace like a Josh Sweat, wouldn't be mad at it. Wouldn't be mad at it at all because Josh Sweat is on the top of the top far as free agency. So he's going to get paid like the Millen Williams is going to get paid. But if you could get a Harold Landry on a nice deal, can't be mad at it. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be more names, more trades that's not being talked about in the media right now. And expect Howie to make those calls like we going to be fine. Like he said, this all season is going to be different. So again, hopefully we could get a guy like that in Philadelphia. All right, so let's go over the main topics, the meat and potatoes. Let's talk about Jordan Davis. So Jordan Davis, I think they did something with the Fanatics, the team, and he did like a little TikTok interview, and he talked about being in the lab, being in shape. He talked about Georgia a little bit, but the one that struck me is him saying like he's getting abs. But let me play this clip.
All right, I'm here with Jordan Davis, Super Bowl champion Jordan Davis. First of all, how does that feel to hear that in front of your name now?
It's amazing, but it should be defending Super Bowl champions because we're defending now. It's like a lease. It's a year lease.
I love it. The new season, I guess you could say, is already underway, but now you have a bit of a few months off now. Is the diet easing up a little bit?
Sure. Look, I've been on my Peloton grind, and so I'm just trying to get my mind, body, and soul right. I think I look good. I got like 2 abs up here coming in now, so I'm loving it. I'm loving the way I look.
I love it. Last question real quick. So you signed earlier. It was a mix of like a Georgia/Eagles helmet. I got to say, is there any more Georgia guys we should be looking out for in the draft? Anyone more you want to add to the team next year?
I don't want to say any names, but I'll say take them all. Take them all.
Take them all. I love it.
Love to see it. I love to see it because Jordan Davis, if he get in shape, he knows he could get more playing time. And I think, low-key, probably was a tad bit disappointed in himself that he couldn't get the playing time he wanted, and then eventually Milton Williams became that starter. And even though he put up great production with the limited snaps, if Jordan Davis is going to be asked to play a bigger role and want big money, he got to show he could play majority of the snaps. Now, I'm not saying go full Jalen Carter, where Jalen Carter just wasn't missing any snaps each and every game. And it was healthy the whole season. I'm not saying do that, but Jordan Davis got to be more reliable, especially when the Milton Williams get paid and go somewhere else. I can't wait to see the transformation of Jordan Davis. We've been waiting for this. Every offseason we say Jordan Davis is losing weight, this, that, and the third. But I think this offseason he's taking more serious going into year 2 of Vic Fangio's defense, and he know what it takes to get better. So we'll see. We'll be watching Jordan Davis. Again, it's good that he's getting in the lab, right? Also, another guy that's getting in the lab that should be in there is Jahan Dotson. So Jahan Dotson released some pictures of him working out, doing what he got to do, trying to get in shape, because I expect a better year from him. Now, to me personally, and if you ask Washington fans, they say something completely opposite. I don't think his year was bad because his year, to me, wasn't about numbers. He's the 5th option on the team. Is when your number's called, can you answer? Yes or no? And he did exactly that. We seen it in the Super Bowl. We seen it against Green Bay. We seen it against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we know what he can do. And if he want more snaps and to move up on that option list as far as passing the ball, he know what he got to do. And I expect to see more clips of him out probably over the summer, springtime, of him and Jalen Hurts working together. Because what happened was, to me, the reason why he probably was limited on snaps is because he wasn't in training camp. He wasn't in OTAs or anything like that. He had to learn the playbook basically going into week 1 because he got on the team the 3rd preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. That's when that trade happened. So he probably didn't know the playbook too much in the beginning of the year. By the time he learned it, Jalen Hurts already got that locked in connection with Goedert, with AJ, with Devontae. Him and Saquon been working all year, so that chemistry locked in, whereas though Jahan Dotson was the odd man out. But now he get a full year, training camp. I'm not sure if they're doing OTAs this year. I heard they not, but maybe some voluntary OTAs and just working out together in general. And, hopefully Jahan Dotson role grows within the system. All right, so let's talk about the last topic, last but certainly not least. Dallas Goedert. A lot of talks about him being traded or released. What's going on? How much he expect? So you try to weigh how much he expect based on how other guys are getting paid. So right now, tight ends are getting paid between $8 to $10 million a year. So Mike Gesicki, who's considered a top tier tight end, you could say top 10-ish, he signed a 3-year, $25.5 million. And then I guess when, Dallas got an agent look at that, man, it's going to be hard to wiggle and get him a big contract. So maybe Dallas got her agent and Howie Roseman could work something out, because if we only got to give him $8 million maybe 7, maybe even 9. That's affordable for the Philadelphia Eagles. And then you could talk it down because Dallas Goedert been hurt. Dallas Goedert could have had a better year than Mike Gesicki for sure. He couldn't for his stats because the injuries. And can you really rely on them? I personally want Dallas Goedert to stick around. I want us to stick to this tradition whereas though we had that veteran guy prepare the young guy to get ready to go. Ertz did a great job working with Dallas Goedert. Brent Sellett did a great job working with Zach Ertz. And I just want us to keep that tradition going. I know we're doing things that's untraditional as far as having 2 top-tier receivers, paying linebackers, and paying running backs over D linemen. If you would have told me a couple years ago a running back and a linebacker would get paid over a defensive tackle and a defensive end on the Philadelphia Eagles, I would call you crazy. But a lot of things are changing. So maybe we trying to steer away from the tight end heavy thing, but I don't think we should because Dallas Goedert, he was the one that showed up every single game. Green Bay, Rams, Super Bowl, Washington, all the games Dallas Goedert showed up. You got to find a way to keep him on the team. The only problem is can he stay on the field? He's going to miss 4 to 5 games. That's Dallas Goedert. It's just when he's going to miss those 4 to 5 games, maybe even 6, 7. But you know the games he's going to show up? He's going to show up and show out. So, again, I know Goddard seeing this tight end market, not too happy about it, but he'll be all right. But that's all I got for you guys today. Hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel about the news today? Dallas Goedert, Jahan Dotson, Jordan Davis. But this is Eagle Al. I'm out.